Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today will be an announcement on the expansion of the Preschool Open Doors program. We'll first hear from our speakers, and then we'll open it up for Q&A based on RSVP, so just designate when you have a question. Our first speaker will be Lieutenant Governor Sylvia Luke.
Aloha, everyone. Thank you for joining us. You know, last year after launching the Ready Keiki initiative, which is a state commitment to provide access to preschool for all 3- and 4-year-olds, we had tremendous amount of success. In addition to opening public preschool, the Ready Keiki initiative also allows for opportunities for private schools. The reason for that is the public school model may not be good or may not fit for all working families. For instance, the public schools, for some of the schools, may not provide services all the way till 6 p.m., whereas the private preschool or private childcare facilities provide services as early as 7 and sometimes maybe even earlier than that. And then provides, it stays open sometimes after 6 p.m. I remember when my son was young, I chose that specific preschool because they were one of the few that opened, if you can imagine, until 7 p.m. So that type of parental choice is really important, especially when you're making sure that you have a safe and nurturing place where your child can go. The exciting development about the expansion of Preschool Open Doors, after so many years, this is with the thanks to the legislature. Last year, the legislature increased the funds that went to Preschool Open Doors from $12 million to $50 million. That is a tremendous increase, and what that does is it provides so many more opportunities to income-restricted families. The other important thing that happened, which just happened this year with the bill signing by Governor Green, was that Preschool Open Door application process is done now year-round. And that is huge, and you may not think so. And the difference will be explained by Department of Human Services, but this allows so much more flexibility for our income-limited families to be able to apply for Preschool Open Doors grants to send their kids to private preschool. I wanted to thank Department of Human Services for their diligent work, Patch for their work in their advocacy and their outreach. So many parents and so many of the DHS licensed private preschools and private childcare facilities for encouraging their parents and working with their community groups to get your 3- and 4-year-olds enrolled. We had tremendous success already, and as we near the beginning of the next school year, we want to encourage anyone with a 3- and 4-year-old, if you have a child or if you have your mo'opuna or if you're a guardian or you know somebody who can benefit, we encourage you to go online and apply. Mahalo.
Thank you, LG. Our next speaker is Director Ryan Yamane, Department of Human Services.
Aloha, everybody. We wanted to, Department of Human Services wanted to extend a heartfelt thank you to everybody who's been partnering with this project, especially under the guidance of the Lieutenant Governor. We'd also like to extend a thank you to Patch, the DOE, as well as the staffs at Department of Human Services who've been working really hard in this program. So we do have some good news. Due to the expansion, we're actually taking twice as many applicants this year. Last year, there was about 740 applications. This year, we have over 1,300 students statewide interested in the expanded program. So by doing this, expanding the income eligibility, we can support more working families throughout our state. The average cost of preschool tuition is about $1,100. So this program actually has a huge difference in the everyday life of our ohanas. So again, we would like to extend a thank you to everyone involved, as well as the leadership of our Lieutenant Governor, who she has helped guide not only the direction of this program, but also kept all the participants on track to support our families. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Our next speaker will be Chantel Griffin, Preschool Open Doors Program Manager at Patch, People Attentive to Children.
Thank you, Director, and thank you, Lieutenant Governor. POD continues to see an increase in applications received. On July 1st, 2024, our first come, first served application period opened for families of 3 and 4-year-olds who may have missed the priority application period. The sooner you apply, the better. POD will accept applications through January 31st of 2025 or until we reach our funding limit. Families that may have been over income in previous years may now qualify if they have 3 and 4-year-olds children in need with preschool tuition. The application is short and easy, and Patch is available to assist. So please join us and apply online at patchhawaii.org.
And our final speaker is parent and Preschool Open Doors recipient Ariana Nguyen.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for allowing us to share our story. On the day I received my second master's degree at the University of Pennsylvania, I was so excited, yet nervous, excited to embark on a journey climbing the corporate ladder in hopes to one day make an impact in our community, but nervous because of the $279,000 in student loans I accumulated for work on 2 masters. I was on a pretty good career track, keeping our water clean. Then we were blessed with 4 beautiful children. So there's 1, 2, and there's 2 more. And I knew I had to hang up my hard hat and put my career on hold for a little bit to raise our young family. I once again faced with another excitement, yet nervous, because how am I going to pay for this student debt? Like all mothers, we constantly worry for our children's health, their happiness, education. Whether we could afford their education, as the cost of living and everything else is constantly on the rise. In Hawaii, 1 month of preschool costs between $1,400 to $1,900,000. That's like renting an apartment for a child. So for us, would have been 4 apartments for 4 children. And preschool programs, or what they call universal pre-K programs, are free and available in a lot of countries like France, Germany, Sweden, Finland, Canada, and even Japan, and in some cities within our country. So it is evidence that early childhood education is paramount to the child's cognitive, social, and emotional growth and development. It would sure give a child a good head start in life. So as a mother, learning that, I was very sad because I didn't know if I could give my children that head start. This year, with the Lieutenant Governor's push for universal access to preschool under the Ready Keiki initiative, raises preschool open doors gross income eligibility limits, which makes preschool much more affordable. We are now able to send our second child to preschool, which allows me the opportunity to perhaps return to the workforce and start paying my student debt. This new initiative also makes it much more accessible and simpler for families like ours to apply and to make plans. We are so grateful and indebted to the Lieutenant Governor for all her efforts and dedications on pushing for this funding to establish this initiative, and for DHS, Patch, and other entities involved for their extraordinary hard work and support. Preschool Open Doors allowed 2 of our 4 children to attend preschool. I often remind the children of how fortunate they are to have the opportunity to have access to preschool that many children don't have. I encourage parents with young children to apply. Many times, folks like myself, we shy away from applying because we didn't think we would qualify. But they should just try. This new initiative is so much more flexible and understanding that I think would really help many families and give many children a head start in education and in life. I am once again excited about our children's future and the future of our Hawaii children. The Lieutenant Governor's way of looking out for our young children, helping put them in preschool instead of hanging out on the street, hence allowing parents like myself to return to work, give me great confidence that the future of Hawaii, that we are moving forward and not regress. From the bottom of our hearts, we sincerely thank you for all you do and for allowing us to share our stories and gratitude. And thank you so much. Say thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ariana and family, for sharing. We have some time for questions, so we can start with Cassie. Do you have anything?
Just have a clarification question. So, I mean, it says that the applications are now year-round. Just to compare it, what was the application period before the Senate bill was signed into law?
The question is clarifying, now that the application is year-round, what was it prior, before the Senate bill was signed into law? We have some DHS staff here who's very well versed and can answer. Thank you. Do you mind just stating your name and title in the microphone?
Hi, thank you for the question. I'm Stacy Tonouchi. I'm the Child Care Subsidy Program Administrator. So prior to the first come, first serve application period, what we did was we had definite starting and ending application periods. So we held our initial spring priority application period that started from the early part of the year, calendar year, January through spring, so around the ending part of March. Thereafter, we would look at our numbers and determine if we could open up again for additional application periods. So we've been trying to do a summer period and also a fall period. And with that, it was definite starting dates and an ending date. So now we can continue. Thank you.
Next is KHON. Any questions? Hawaii News Now and Civil Beat.
I have a question about, providers, I guess private providers will be able to maybe increase the lending funding that are getting these subsidies, especially in areas like West Maui where there's really not really infrastructure.
So the question is if preschool providers can increase capacity with this expansion. The question is particularly for West Maui, and for the sake of this announcement, as it is a general expansion, I'm not sure if we have anyone prepared to answer, but I believe DHS is able to speak to you offline.
We can follow up.
Okay, that sounds great. And then I know we have Star Advertiser here too. Any questions? Are there any follow-up questions? Okay, I'm going to turn it back to the Lieutenant Governor for closing remarks.
Thank you. Again, thank you so much for being here. Just to follow up on Cassie's line of question, before last year when Preschool Open Doors was increased to $50 million, the Preschool Open Doors amount was about $12 million. And from the $12 million, the state was only able to expend about somewhere between $5 to $6 million because of the limited eligibility period. Because the eligibility period was only 3 months, perhaps for the fall and 3 months for the spring, parents, a lot of times even Patch and other service providers and groups that were helping DHS to get the word out, it's a very short window. And if you see enrollment, parents are not really thinking about preschool until it gets really close to the school period or the enrollment period, which is in June, which restricted a lot of individuals from taking advantage of the funding. And because of that, out of the $12 million, that's why you only had about $5 to $6 million expended. But with the increase in funding from 12 to 50 and with the open enrollment that is now taking place, Preschool Open Doors and DHS have already committed about $25 million to families. And because we have $50 million, we want to encourage as many parents to apply. As explained by Patch and DHS, the application process is online. About 70% of applicants are coming in through online. It's a simple process, and as you can see by the very emotional testimony and statement by our parent, preschool and Preschool Open Doors opportunity is such a great thing for young starting up families and working families. And Megan, I think to your line of question, there has been tremendous amount of support in Lahaina, and DHS can get you additional information. But as far as we know, there are several options. For instance, MEO has already been working with service providers to open, because as you know, about 4 to 6 preschools have been burned down and they're looking for sites. The other thing is we're hopeful that the increased amount of Preschool Open Doors can allow for providers to hire either increases in staffing, increases of staff pay, or if they need to make infrastructure improvement. So we are connecting very closely with many of the providers. But again, thank you all for being here. I think this is a great day and great movement with all the combined efforts of DHS, with Patch, with the parent associations and groups and all the advocates. And we just wanted to thank Ariana for being here and telling her powerful story. Mahalo.